I do want to step into maybe the dark side of gaming just for a moment because as an online celebrity, you've had your fair share of trolls, and a lot of people would think that the worst you can get on the internet is people arguing in the comments section of a news article. But you've had to deal with very severe problems with trolling on the internet. What's the worst you've had to deal with?
There have been many people who I think the most hurtful thing is when people attack you for your authenticity
Hmm.
and your things you can't control, like your gender.
Hmm.
I mean, the whole reason I found belonging on the internet was because I felt like an outcast and I felt like I was weird.
Right.
And to encounter that online with people trying to paint a brush, paint me with a brush of either ignorance or just plain prejudice. That really hurts, especially since gaming is a place where I've found like I belonged. I think that wherever in life you're going to find rejection, you're going
Hmm.
to find people who try to make you other. I've seen comments in videos of friends of mine that say, "Hey, you're too pretty."
Right.
I
Right.
mean,
Yeah.
really,
Yeah. Yeah.
if there is the capacity to make you feel like an outsider, someone on the internet's going to try to do it, and really, it's about their own unhappiness.
Yeah, and the idea is that you're too pretty to actually have interest in the things that I'm interested in.
Exactly, and I think that's coming from a sense of insecurity on those other people's part, and maybe being painted as an outsider in their real life, and rather than try to create positive connections, they're in an environment either online or offline that makes them think that they should create negative connections. And ultimately, the more you can put, more time you can put into positivity, the better. Because no matter if you're the proactive negative person or the receiver of negativity, it doesn't make anyone happy.
The most terrifying thing I can think of on the internet, and it's happened to people, is doxing. The idea that your home address, your home phone number, your cell phone number, your credit card information, your driver's license, all of these things are posted to be available online. And you were once. I don't mean to bring this up to bring back bad memories, but I think that people don't necessarily realize how serious it really is. And you were doxed. I mean, how do you deal with that?
I mean, that was a very scary incident. And it actually, as I talk about in my book, happened to me a couple years ago and then recurred because that information was always there.
Right.
And I think that using that as a weapon against people is illegal and it should be prosecuted because really, unless there are repercussions, anonymous people are going to do what they want to do, either through their own anger or just ruthlessness. And whatever field you're in, I think you should be protective of your online information because a lot of us don't know that if you Google your name, you can find out a lot about yourself. Mine took a lot more digging, but
Hmm.
I had people showing up my house, and
Oh man.
it can reach. And I've experienced and seen other people have their financial records and destroyed. So it really is a serious thing that law enforcement should look into on that end. But as far as like online bullying
Hmm.
and that kind of thing, really that's something that unless you really use the tools that the platforms are available to you to kind of censor your world in a way to be protected emotionally, you're going to be vulnerable.